Has your child ever said this to you? "You're not the boss of me. I don't have to listen to you. Whatever, I don't care." If you've ever heard these words come out of your child's mouth, you're not alone. Every parent, yes, even the calmest, most loving one, shits this wall. And today, I'm about to show you exactly what to do when it happens. Not tomorrow. Not next time. Right now. Because the way you respond in that exact moment can make or break your child's emotional development. Let's break this down. When your child talks back, it's not just bad behavior. It's a signal, a red flag waving wildly, telling you something deeper is going on. Reasons kids talk back. 1. They're testing boundaries. Children push limits not because they want to disobey, but because they're asking, where does safety end and danger begin? Boundary testing is a developmental milestone. It's how kids learn the difference between freedom and chaos. If you respond with anger, they learn boundaries are punishments. But if you respond with calm structure, they learn boundaries are protection. Psychologists call this secure containment. Kids thrive when they know someone loving is in charge, firm, but fair. 2. They feel powerless. Imagine waking up every day and being told what to wear, when to eat, what to say, and where to go. That's your child's world. So when they say, "You can't make me," what they really mean is, "I want some control over my life." This is not about being disobedient. It's a cry for autonomy. And if parents don't make space for small choices, kids will push harder to claim that space in bigger, louder ways. Pro tip: give your child age, appropriate control. Let them pick between 2 shirts. Let them choose which chore to do first. Power with limits builds cooperation with trust. 3. They're mirroring how they've been spoken to. Children are mirrors. They don't just repeat what we say, they repeat how we say it. If a child lives in a home filled with sarcasm, dismissiveness, or shouting, guess what becomes normal for them? They talk back, not out of disrespect, but because that's what they've learned communication sounds like. Ever heard a 5-year-old roll their eyes and say, "Whatever"? That's not a personality trait. That's an echo. And here's the hard truth. The tone they use with you is often the tone they've heard from someone close to them. 4. They're overwhelmed or overstimulated. Sometimes, talking back is just a symptom of sensory overload. Children, especially younger ones, can't always say, "Mom, I'm overstimulated, I need space to calm down." Instead, they say, "Leave me alone," or "Stop telling me what to do." Their nervous system goes into overdrive. Loud environments, bright lights, too many instructions, it all builds pressure until they burst. And in that moment, what looks like defiance is really just a meltdown in disguise. What they need isn't a lecture. They need calm, quiet space, and a parent who notices the storm before it hits. 5. They don't know how to express what they really feel. Children feel deeply, but they don't yet have the vocabulary for big emotions. Fear, jealousy, shame, exhaustion, these are huge feelings inside tiny bodies. So instead of saying, "I feel hurt because you didn't listen to me," they say, "I don't care," or worse, "I hate you." And it's not because they actually hate you. It's because they can't find the words to say what hurts. This is where your response becomes powerful. When you model emotional language, when you say, "Are you feeling frustrated?" or "Sounds like that made you upset," you're not just fixing a moment. You're teaching them a lifelong skill. Every child who talks back is a child trying to be seen, heard, and understood. And when you start listening beneath the words, you'll hear what they really need. Not punishment, not power, but partnership. Remember, your child's brain is still under construction. The part that controls emotions, logic, and empathy, it's not fully developed yet. So when they lash out, it's less about rebellion and more about reaction. What not to do? Here's the trap most parents fall into. They react with anger, punishment, or sarcasm. But when you meet fire with fire, you don't build respect, you build resentment. Avoid shouting back, embarrassing them in front of others, using threats like, "You'll regret this," ignoring their feelings completely. The way you respond in that moment doesn't just discipline your child, it defines the relationship. Let's break it down. 1. Shouting back. When you raise your voice, your child's brain doesn't hear logic. It hears danger. In that instant, the brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. The fight-or-flight system kicks in. They're not learning to respect you. They're learning to survive you. What's happening neurologically? Their amygdala, the fear center, hijacks the moment. Their prefrontal cortex, the reasoning center, shuts down. So what do they remember? Not the lesson, just the tone and the fear. And when fear replaces understanding, respect turns to resentment. 2. Embarrassing them in front of others. Public shame is not discipline, it's humiliation. Imagine the person you trust most, your parent, stripping away your dignity in front of others. Children don't think, "I'll behave better next time." They think, "I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm worthless." They begin associating failure with shame instead of growth. Over time, this creates social anxiety, self-doubt, distance from the parent-child bond, and worst of all, they'll start hiding mistakes instead of learning from them because they fear humiliation more than they value honesty. 3. Using threats like, "You'll regret this." Threats don't teach accountability. They teach fear, control, and silence. When a child hears, "You'll regret this," they don't understand the moral lesson. They prepare for emotional war. Studies show children raised with threatening language often develop hypervigilance, always on edge, avoidance behaviors, internalized shame, and worst of all, when they grow up, they repeat that same threat language in relationships because fear became their first teacher. 4. Ignoring their feelings completely. When your child is upset and you walk away, you may think you're teaching them toughness, but what they feel is abandonment. Unacknowledged emotions don't disappear. They get buried, and buried emotions become behavioral outbursts, rebellious phases, emotional numbness. A child who grows up feeling unseen learns to either fight louder or go completely silent. Neither is healthy. What they need in that moment is validation, not a lecture. These responses might feel instinctive, but they damage trust. And trust is the currency of influence in parenting. Do this instead. This is your winning formula. It's called the 3-second rule. Step 1. Pause. When your child talks back, take 3 seconds. Inhale, hold, exhale. This resets you. Because if you're calm, you control the atmosphere. Step 2. Connect before you correct. Say something like, "I hear that you're upset," or "Seems like something's bothering you." This disarms their defense wall. Step 3. Set the boundary with clarity, not with anger, but with firm, loving authority. Try. "I understand you're frustrated, but yelling isn't how we solve things. Let's talk it out." Real-life examples. Scenario 1. A 7-year-old refuses to do homework and says, "This is stupid." Response. Don't argue. Use the 3-second rule. Respond. "I get that it's hard. Let's break it down together." Scenario 2. A teenager slams their door and shouts, "Leave me alone!" Response. Wait. Later say, "It's okay to want space, but slamming the door isn't okay. Let's find another way." When to get help. Some kids talk back because they're overwhelmed, anxious, or dealing with stress. Sometimes, it's bigger than behavior. It might be emotional trauma, bullying, or sensory overload. In those cases, seek support. Family therapists, parenting coaches, school counselors, children or teen coaches. I'm a children and teens coach. You can reach to me via my email to book a clarity session for your child or teen coaching. There's no shame in getting help, only wisdom. Another tip to consider is to reinforce positive behavior. Don't just react to the bad. Reinforce the good. When they speak with respect, notice it. Say, "I loved how you handled that." Children repeat what they're praised for. So build a home where kindness is normal and respect is mutual. So the next time your child talks back, don't shout, don't punish. Pause, connect, guide. Parenting isn't about power. It's about partnership. You've got this. And if you want more powerful parenting insights like this, subscribe, like, and comment below. What's the most disrespectful thing your child ever said? And how did you handle it?